Welcome back to another edition of the Filmstrip Arcade. We've got a real treat for you today.
We're going to review the final part of the one trilogy to rule them all.
Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
And we'll be reviewing Castlevania IV for the Super Nintendo.
Oh boy, we've got so much to cover, so let's get on with the end of this fantastic trilogy.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
So, Lord of the Rings, Return of the Kings is the final part in the epic Lord of the Rings trilogy, and to me, probably the best of the trilogy.
I agree. As much as the Two Towers was awesome, it was still really fantastic conclusion. I mean, they spent like 35 minutes wrapping up everything. When you just think it's going to jump to the credits, it's not. They got some more to cover.
And I think they did it pretty well. They kind of had that, what a lot of people call, was it the Return of the Kings ending?
Definitely.
Where, it looks like it's over, but, it's like, no, we still got more to show you.
Yeah, it's like some say it overstays its welcome, but I thought it was very satisfactory.
Exactly.
And I'm not going to spoil the ending, neither is Justin, but you have to see it, and I will not dare to ruin that experience for you.
Exactly. Now, the reason it's called Return of the Kings, this is where Aragorn finally completes his destiny and becomes the King of Man.
Now, before we start this review, I want to, we failed to mention, the chemistry between Boromir and Aragorn.
In the first one.
And on your first watch, you might not even get these details, but in the book and the movies, Boromir is the son of the steward of the Tower of Minas Tirith, I believe.
Yes.
His father basically took over the kingdom of Gondor.
After, Aragorn's father was killed.
And basically, throughout the whole first movie, and the first book, Aragorn and Boromir had a very rocky relationship.
Yep. But Boromir was willing to die for him, and,
Even though his death wasn't exactly a heroic death of sorts.
But he did die saving, everyone.
Pretty much, so that's where the third one comes in. They return to the kingdom of Gondor, and Merry and Pippin have to Boromir's father, the steward.
What's his name? Denethor.
Yes, that.
His oldest son is dead, and he's not really thrilled.
Yes, and basically the steward and his two sons think that they've been serving the Arathorn's family for many generations, and they deserve to rule the kingdom. But
yes, Denethor is probably one of the biggest scumbags ever.
Yeah, that I would agree. He's not really a villain, but he's not exactly good. But they have to spill that news, and either Merry or Pippin promised a lifetime service to him.
Exactly.
Which is short-lived.
Yes. And also, of course, we got the quest with Frodo, Sam, and Gollum still trying to make it to Mordor to destroy the One Ring and take out Sauron.
Oh, and before we go on, Merry and Pippin, they were rescued in the last film, finally. And Saruman, the evil white wizard played by Christopher Lee, does not appear in this. I haven't watched the extended edition, but in the theatrical versions, he does not appear. And actually, in the extended edition of the second film, he gets shot by Legolas.
Grima, come down. Be free of him.
Free? He will never be free.
No.
Good. Ka! Saruman, you were deep in the enemy's council. Tell us what you know.
You withdraw your guard, and I will tell you where your doom will be decided. I will not be held prisoner here.
Send word to all our allies, and to every corner of Middle-earth that still stands free. The enemy moves against us. We need to know where he will strike.
And then gets stabbed in the back by Grima Wormtongue, the traitor.
Yes, well, anyway, this is the movie where basically Sam really shines. He is awesome.
I agree. And, like, basically, that, like Justin said, they have to go to Mount Doom to destroy the ring, and Gollum is starting to show his true colors.
In which his evil side is starting to now overpower him, and he's finally given in and wants the ring again.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Aragorn, Gimli, Legolas, and the Warriors gang have to prepare for the final battle and make a deal with the dishonored dead.
In order to destroy the Witch King of Angmar, who is the leader of the Ring Wraiths.
Yeah. In return, the Ghost Army would be redeemed and finally can go to their afterlife.
Now, this one probably has the most battles of all three.
Well, 11 Academy Awards can back up your claim.
Exactly, and the battles are really great. I especially love that battle with those giant elephants.
Especially there, and they sound like lions, which is odd, but it's Middle Earth. They can do what they want.
Yeah, and plus, like again, the relationship between Gimli and Legolas still has a lot of humor.
From that scene you just saw, I gotta say, as awesome as Legolas is, he's too perfect, but knowing he might be thousands of years old, that I can see why he would be so perfect.
It's also kind of nice in the end to see him and Gimli finally put their differences aside and become friends.
Yes, definitely. Because if you haven't read the books, basically the dwarves and the elves have had thousands of years of hatred towards one another, and Gimli is just following what his father has taught him.
That elves are jerks.
Yeah, and if you've seen The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, you see you see Legolas foreshadow his later friendship saying, "Who is that mutant child?" And then his father Glóin says, "Hey, don't be so hard on my son Gimli." Which is very funny watching Return of the King, and they're like the bestest of friends.
Yes. And also, like I said, like Gollum is a lot more creepier in this, because now he's full out evil, and he's trying to get Sam and Frodo killed so he can finally take the ring, even though the ring is using him so it can get back to its master.
Yeah, you'll see how that all goes down in the ending. But we'll go over all the aspects. The CG has never been better, in my opinion.
Yeah, like the effects on those, what are they called, Oliphants?
The elephants.
Yeah, Elephants was really good. You actually feel like these things are ginormous.
Like they're like dinosaurs.
I know, and like a lot of the other effects were good, like...
The Ghost Army was pretty cool.
Yeah, and also the armor from the Witch King looks awesome.
Yeah, it's like, and for a final battle, everything went down. It must have cost millions just to do that one scene, but it was worth it.
Exactly.
And that scene alone is why the film is the best in the trilogy.
Yes, so this is a good finale to an epic trilogy, and I wouldn't have wanted to go out any other way, so I'm gonna give this the green light.
I would agree. I would give this a green light, accompanied by a traffic officer saying, "Go see this movie," accompanied by a police car also telling you to see this movie, and a SWAT team telling you, "Just come on, see this movie. You have to see this."
This is a crime if you do not see this movie.
Exactly. If you don't see this film, you are lame. So, green light, go see it. Right on DVD, pirate it, for all I care. Watch it on YouTube. This is one you have to see. We'll be right back, and we'll review
Castlevania IV.
not just any Castlevania 4, it's Super Castlevania 4, and well worthy of that title. Hello everybody, welcome back, and
now we're going to go over Super Castlevania IV for the Super Nintendo.
yes.
Alec, you want to bring it? You want to start?
Oh, definitely. Basically, it's a remake, but you wouldn't tell because in the intro segment it says Simon Belmont once again sets out to defeat the Dark Lord. Once again, does it mean it takes place after the second one? Even though it has like 3 endings and 2 of them are bad for Simon.
And for those of you who don't know much about the Castlevania series, it's basically typical. A man named Simon Belmont is a vampire hunter and has to go out to destroy Dracula before he can, spread his evil and take over the world.
Well, it's mainly the Belmont family, since Simon only appeared in 3 games.
Yeah. Well, it's basically like Mario. It follows the premise of Mario and Zelda, where it's the same premise each game.
Yeah, except it's like, basically, the 16-bit era was arguably its best era for the Castlevania franchise.
I mean, I personally have never played any of the other Castlevania games, but after playing this one, I really want to. It's really fun.
Basically, story is Dracula took over, and he's like, he raised the dead, and all these monsters are like terrorizing the town. So the town sends Simon Belmont, the vampire killer, to go after Dracula, and he traveled through 6 or 10 levels, I can't remember, but it's like...
One thing I will give this game is it does have really good atmosphere.
Yeah, and unlike the previous 3 games, the whip is multi-directional.
You can aim in any directions. Forward, up, down, sideways. You can even hold it and just whip it around like this. So
yeah. Even though
it's kind of funny.
Even though some say that makes the game too easy, the game is still tricky, and even though it doesn't take cheap shots like Dracula's Curse would for Castlevania 3, the level design is near perfect.
Yes, and one thing I really like about it, being a movie guy, especially lover of the original Universal horror films, this movie pays tribute to those. And not only do you get just Dracula, the Frankenstein monster, the mummy, but you also get the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh yeah,
and all iconic monsters like Medusa, and all these make appearance, and if you're a horror fan, you're gonna love it.
Graphics are amazing.
Probably the best 16-bit graphics I've seen.
Yeah, as much as I love Castlevania Bloodlines, I like the Super Castlevania 4 graphics a little better. They're atmospheric and and it's pretty colorful at the same time.
Yes, and I love the stages. I mean, pretty much has all the traditional horror stages, graveyards, abandoned libraries.
The forest that reminds me of the terrifying forest in Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. And basically, this game does everything right. While Symphony of the Night is considered to be the best by many fans, it's like Ocarina of Time. Although it's good, I like the previous one much better, and Super Castlevania 4 is, in my opinion, the best Castlevania game. I would give this a green light. A SideQuest Gamer reviews Castlevania 4, so if you want to see a true score for that, you can go see that.
Well, I give it a green light for big gamers and especially fans of Castlevania.
Yeah.
But I give it a yellow light for if you're someone like me who's not a hardcore gamer, because it is pretty tricky and it does take a lot of getting used to.
Definitely. I wouldn't recommend giving this your 7-year-old kid this game for their birthday, because they will be screaming at the TV.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that rely on a lot of brain work and
it's a
concentration.
Get it used and on the Wii U's Virtual Console. Thank you for watching. I am Alec Alger.
And I'm Justin Teeter,
And remember to stay awesome.
The sparkling drinks are just dandy, the chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.